Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to this edition of the Halcyon Show with an increasingly ill Lorne Risley as your host. Thank you for joining me. Why are we hopping on? I was doing a stream yesterday, and one of the segments I was reacting to I was thoroughly enjoying. The purpose of the stream was not to react to that battle in particular. Someone said that it was a good battle. I forget exactly who it was who commented. But sitting here with nothing better to do. It's too early for me to try and sleep. I don't really feel like going for a cycle or lifting any weights because I think I might snap in half. As you can probably tell from my location, I am not in Manchester, where the final Undisclosed event is currently taking place, or is has wrapped up now. It's 7 o'clock as of this recording. So it got me thinking, what could I do that's a wise investment of my time, and in some way would go some way to making up the fact that I went off on a bit of a tangent yesterday. That's since been edited. There's a new version, so if you saw it live and you were interacting along with me, I hope you'll forgive me for having to make that editorial. Again, man, for sensitivity purposes, I'm not trying to offend anyone, so it just seemed like the right thing to do, considering that it wasn't really relating to the topic that I was discussing that day. Neither will it be here, because we're going to be looking at a battle that took place only a few months ago. I was there for this event, sadly, because young Dub T had other things on that day apart from battling it. When he killed it, I'll react to his battle at some point, seeing as I feel partially responsible for the win. This was the main event, and I was really bummed I couldn't stick around for it, but needs must. And like I say, so I thought I'd give it a whirl today. Watching but cooking currently. How to shrooms, my friend. Again, this is more for my benefit. If you're watching this live, cool. If you see this after the fact, don't worry too much. I could have just as easily pre-recorded it and edited out all the preamble stuff. It's easier for me to record like this, and I had nothing better to do. So, anyways, let's pull it up. So this was on Undisclosed 15 for Premier Battles. This is one of the few occasions where, I remember the day kind of coming off without really any hitches. I don't remember any real issues as far as battlers dropping out or any issues on the day. There was one battle that was horrific. We'll probably touch on that at some point. But for the time being, at least, this is Reeverse versus Ghast Buff. So let's get into it, shall we? So, man, I'm bummed I didn't get to ask Stro about this. Would have been nice to go into the weeds about the series. He dropped his bottle more than it got knocked out of his hand. Keep coming back to that. This intro is too long.
We are back in Manchester for Undisclosed 15. If you're with us in the building, make some noise. We're about to get into the headline battle on the left-hand side. You've seen him in Premier Battles time and time again. Manchester, show some love for Ghast Buff.
Ghast Buff. Ghast Buff.
And on the right-hand side, making his return to Premier Battles and UK Battle Rap, show a lot of love for Reeverse.
Couldn't look. If I remember correctly, I don't remember this offhand. He might have either been ill or he might have been ill that day. I forget. I had a very brief conversation with young Reeverse as me and Dub were leaving, sadly. Yeah. Oh, Reeverse. He's enjoying his youth. God bless him.
It's going to be a crazy battle. Ghast Buff decided he's starting round one. Round one on you, Ghast. Let's go.
Saw this yesterday, but let's see it. Show off that merch, Ghast.
Posh battle rappers. You might think you've seen his kind before. This is a posh battle rapper in its final form.
Communicate
Can't
to
even
him.
pretend to like the pause. Politically aligned to the right, the sort to wine and dine with lords or go golfing with MPs on his own private course, specifically to undermine a cause that you and I support. Enough disposable income to have a man murdered and have them hide the corpse, only to be arrested for tax evasion or some other type of fraud, but is inevitably let off by the court, probably because he buys the court.
Yes. Have you noticed that Ghast is he's becoming more acclimatized to using mimicry as part of his gambit against his opponents? I love it. Don't get me wrong. I would hope Ghast doesn't make that a regular. I know it's kind of a cliche within battle rap to do an imitation of your opponent, but I think I don't know. I've just noticed it as a bit of a recurring theme, and at some point, considering how. Sorry, excuse me. I've got for those that care, because I'm ill. I've now brought out the big guns. These are fucking terrible. They taste absolute wank. But because of that, they work. I've upgraded from Ricola Swiss Alpine Herbs, honey lemon. Fucking hell, good luck pronouncing that word. But it's got honey and lemon in it. I mean, sure, but I need to kick the shit out of this cold, so you need something a little, you need something a little pep. If anyone has a mace gun, that'd probably do the trick. Back to the point. Ghast Buff, very talented, and I'd want to see more of that creativity when it comes to execution within his rounds. That's all. I understand that there's somewhat of a, a tried and trusted method when executing rounds in battle rap, but I'd love to see him be more conceptual.
I assure you, this man is so posh he would eat pussy with a knife and fork.
Like I said, what a mental image for you.
I assure you, this man is so posh he would eat pussy with a knife and fork. Has never paid his taxes. Doesn't know what tax is. Which is ironic because the name Reeves has its origin in a title meaning sheriff who gets taxes for the king. That'll be relevant in the second points if you notice.
Okay. I'll try and make a mental note of that. So in the second round, we've got to pay attention for references to taxation, I suppose.
If he didn't turn up today, he would have been forgotten. Even when he was active, we didn't see him often. But to be fair, it's fucking hard to write a round of struggle bars when you don't have any real problems. Imagine going to a day of battle rapping, then going home to a massive mansion, up to Archibald the Butler like rhyming combat's a lock. Rhyming combat's a lock. I dare say I'm getting hooked. Have you heard of Shuffle T? Well, I read his book. And now have you heard of Shuffle T? Well, I read his book, and now I leave the peasant shook. Tell the kitchen how I want my pheasant cooked. His A-level results came with his family crest on a wax stamp. Studied Tchaikovsky, played the fucking canon at band camp. Now I'm sure your Oxbridge chums consider you a bad man, cause tell him no, things go arse over tit like a handstand. If he doesn't get his way, he goes into apoplectic rage, disappears, harder to get a hold of than the end of the sellotape. It wasn't even gone that long. How are you lot nostalgic for the present day? Well, welcome back, Reeverse. I don't know what had you kept away, and I hope you're feeling better, mate. But even breach the topic of getting paid. I will fight you, your butlers, your chefs, your maids. There's only two certainties in life, and if you don't pay tax, then only death remains. Because your vibe, aristocracy, can't tell the difference between bread and cake, and my vibe, eat the rich. Your head's a plate, because it costs nothing to be kind, but I have expensive taste.
Tell him, Ghast. Tell him.
Up to drag you down just to show we're equal, and when we're eye to eye I'll blind the guy cause he's used to looking down his nose at people. This battle ain't compliments and this win ain't complimentary. We're not giving Mr. Reeve a freebie. I took the spot you left open. Don't for a second believe it's easy. This is your red carpet return. You need to beat me, and I just need to catch a rich cunt slipping. Free Luigi!
So to touch on something that I've been banging on about. This is Battlers of the World. I'm not saying copy his style per se, and I'm certainly not advising you to copy his bars. Study the way that he interacts with the crowd. Study the way that he incorporates a theme and brings the crowd up to speed with the theme in time for him to then lay the groundwork, for him to then swing the hammer at the back end of the round, like in that case. It means then... So, we talked the other day about battlers that can sometimes come across as a bit tryhardy. I think part of that is when you execute a line, not necessarily the validity of the line. I think anything can go in battle rap. You can say anything. It doesn't matter how silly it is. It doesn't matter how conceptual it is. It is about timing, and it's about the credibility that you've got with the audience. I'm sorry about eating my cough sweets, by the way. It's so rude. I'm going to need another one in a second. It's all about the execution. So you need to not only think about the validity of the joke, and also not only as it pertains to where it rhymes in your round. You also have to try and, at the very least, anticipate somewhat of your audience's emotional state as they're interacting with you throughout the course of it. You're trying to bring them up. Again, in wrestling parlance, the idea is you're building heat. You're building audience's anticipation for something, or a payoff of some description. And Ghast is as good as anybody at bringing an audience along for the ride and executing at the right moment. And I thought that was an excellent first round. Now, of course, I'm led to believe that Reeverse wins this. That's that was the consensus in my chat yesterday. So that's Ghast's first round. I heard that yesterday. I have not heard the rest. So let's see what Reeverse has to say.
Let's go, Reeverse.
Bars were cold. Big up Archibald.
Flips. We've got him.
I haven't actually known you since day one, but I've practically known you since day 2. I mean, it was less than 6 months between when we tried out. We both met at the first Prem event we came to. So if we started at the same point, how come we never went the same route? Why have our paths not crossed ever since our debuts? Why'd I have to take a year off and let you have a breakthrough for it to even remotely make sense for me to face you? See, I was cautious with my moves. I took my bookings comfortably. You bit off more than you could chew when you should have cut your teeth. Now you're just a practice dummy Prem have put in front of me to show I still have the potential I was good enough to be. See, if I was here, I'd have gone clear. I'm not saying I was top tier, but boy, I must have got near. So you won't see me crying about the fact my tear dropped. I might have spent a year off, but I never had an off year. You had
It's a very pre-Reeverse. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. But, again, this is just me. I'm just saying that, yeah. It's all right. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that that's a very heavy reaction. It's like, it's giving me, super hot vibes. Which is weird, because I actually really enjoy Reeverse's stuff. I just, yeah, just...
I said I might have had a year off, but I never had an off year. When you have been here, on job, for 3 years, non-stop, ever since you put one foot in this game, like hopscotch. I mean, basically, you walked in, Briggsy went chop chop, and you have worked your sweaty little socks.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Shit.
Yep.
I mean, I would never curse at my superiors. You are fucking shit. You're not a person I took serious. You put in leg work, but you don't learn from the experience. That's why I'm the expert, another third of your appearances. You battled 30 middle tiers in 3 years because you're a hard worker. I went far further, far sooner, I'm a fast learner. Each of your opponents went and called you a school shooter, but I'm the one guy in your class that you can't murder.
Okay. So, I will point something out for the people at home. I don't know who she is. I can't remember. I met her. Nice person. They came together at the event. So, I'm pretty sure she's rooting for him. So, when you see her go absolutely crazy, bear in mind that the ride home was probably contingent on that. That's all I'm saying. There's just... Kingsley as well. Let me hear that again, because that is... that for me is one of those lines where it's like, that has to be absolutely sick for you to pull a face like that. Come on now.
You're not a person I take serious. You put in legwork, but you don't learn from the experience. That's why I'm the expert, another third of your appearances. You battled 30 middle tiers in 3 years because you're a hard worker. I went far further, far sooner, I'm a fast learner. Each of your opponents went and called you a school shooter, but I'm the one guy in your class that you can't murder.
It's alright. It's okay.
Your biggest challenge here is trying to front your...
I mean, so far, by the way, again, this is not me hating. The execution is Reeverse is taking time where it's not needed. You can see that there's a bit of a moment between these two. So again, I'm just saying that, yeah, he can... I tell you what Reeverse is making the case for now, that his stuff is just as sharp. But in terms of performing cadence, there's no... This is chalk and cheese right
lyrics without having to resort to a bunch of cheap gimmicks. My only challenge here is having to surmise everything that's wrong with that in under 3 minutes. To start with, we only like you for your posts, because you've got cardboard delivery. You act like you're devoted to this art form religiously. The fact is you just have enough bar stored to instantly make far more shit battles far more consistently.
Wow.
I would use a cart horse for imagery. Because for donkey's years, you've been working like a pack mule, or I've just been chaffing the last pastures of grass at the end that you can just about see from the paddock where you and the rest of the cattle are farmed, you know, at the end of this battling path that you haven't yet travelled as far that I overtook you on when I was galloping past. But that's the difference between a workhorse and a stallion, Ghast. That's why I said that's the difference between a workhorse and a stallion, Ghast. That's why I can spend a year sat on my arse and still come back cantering past. Because Prem needs you to go and carry the cart. They just called me through for the cavalry charge. So batten your arms or trot into bedlam. Say goodbye to the spot that you fled from. Reeverse means murder like the moniker Red Rum. So you'll see where I got my name from when you get spun. Before this, I even told you to break a leg. That was just a warning before the shot in the head comes. You decrepit little cart horse. You reckon you're a dark horse? Try showing these people you're not flogging a dead one.
That's alright. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying, so, I mean, I suppose Ghast's first round, he was stretching the whole he's a rich guy scheme throughout the whole thing. Okay, fair enough. I would argue it built to a bigger crescendo because he was funnier and had the bigger punch at the end. I mean, because fucking hell, lads, like, what was it? I'm taking your head and it's a big plate, eat the rich. Like, that's sick. That's raw. His big crescendo moment was he's calling him a workhorse, which I understand the point he's making. He's like, oh, you've had to work so much harder than me to get to the same position. I'm not sure. I mean, he's had more battles, yeah. But then you look at some of the caliber of... I mean, he's battled on multiple leagues against different calibers of opponents, and I would argue his biggest win is against Bobby Rex. And Reeverse's biggest win, I mean, who... I can't remember off the top of my head who he's... I mean, I saw him battle someone. It might have been... Was it? I can't remember. But, like, I guess I'm judging at the moment... okay, I had a shrooms. So, right, this is where the judging thing kind of rears its ugly head again, because you're talking like, right, okay, are we linking it in terms of, right, you write it on a bit of paper, you hear the rhyming syllables, you see how many punches per round, and you just tot it up, okay? Then what's the point of the live element? You might as well just write it down on a bit of paper, hand it to the judges, and they'll mark it like a fucking teacher. Or are we also incorporating into the fact that the audience participation in it is part of it? I.e., how do you sell your material to your audience and how do you execute it? Ghast was cleaner, I would argue. Find me a pause, minor or otherwise, in Ghast versus Reeverse's. And the concepts, again, the concept Reeverse has is you've had to work really, really hard to get here. That doesn't really strike me as a diss. And you're a workhorse versus I'm like a stallion and I'm so much greater and better than you. Right, except for I would argue that put their CV side by side. I think I don't know if I buy that concept. That's all I'm saying. In terms of the execution, yeah, there's plenty of hot shit. It's just this might be one of those battles where I'm against right, Hadashrooms. Yes, fine. I've got no problems with I don't need an entire round to be seamless. That's fine. I get again, I'm trying to judge it in real time, but for me, again, I guess I find Ghast inherently a lot more entertaining when he's in full pomp, and I also have to weigh up how entertaining I found the concept, because again, my argument is that, you know, calling Reeverse posh is not going to be an original thing. I think I'm safe in saying that. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that someone's called Reeverse posh at some point. Just for me, I found Ghast's round more entertaining.
Come on, Ghast. Come on, Ghast, let's go.
Yo! See, I tried to make the league money.
Shut up.
I tried to make the league money. I plugged the Patreon, do promo for Skiddle. That round was pretty good, mate. It'd be better if you didn't check your phone in the middle.
Go on, lads.
See, I think faith is a personal thing, and doing bars about it is stupid. I don't care if you believe in your Odins or your Zeuses, Ganesha or Anubis, Quetzalcoatl, Amaterasu or Cupid. Yeah. And to be fair, this is not just a thing that you did. If I had £1 for every posh ex-teammate who did a round about Christians, I'd have £2. But being struck down for talking shit on a god is the dictionary definition of hubris. See, Reeverse battled Loso. It was voted, but it happened. A battler from the States who is Christian. And Elliot here takes the position that the invasion of Christians into the Scandinavian kingdoms made it their mission to violently spread their faith and religion, wiping out the pagan traditions, made them forbidden, and the worshippers of the Aesir were victims. I'm not saying that again. Because that's what the scene was missing, right? Viking patriotism. Which is a bit dramatic. Especially because I don't think the history matches. See, the pagans forced Hakon the Good to give Jesus up like he kicked a habit, till Olaf Tryggvason of Viken gathered an entire army to lift his standard, fought the pagans and kicked their asses. Then the remaining chieftains who were Christian managed to establish trade with the Brits and Frankish because they'd rather learn a scripture passage than die of a Nordic winter famine. Now I'm aware this is a rap battle.
Yes, it is, Ghast. Not a history lesson,
so
but I'm enjoying it.
Rhymes with Elliot, Reeve and Norse myths. This idiot believes in horse shit. Pagan, sorry, pagan. Imagine him going into church like, don't you dare open the Bible. The world must be purged for Odin's arrival. See, all's fair in love and war. My father thinks my mum's a whore. That's why all's fair in love and war. My father thinks my mum's a whore. That's why they ended up divorced. Because she slept with a god during a thunderstorm and conceived me as a son of Thor. Yes, I'm sure your special relationship with Thor and his hammer has helped you climb the corporate ladder. I mean, imagine he dies. He gets sent to the halls of Valhalla to die, and then one day Odin appears. All the other gods stand at his side, and with a rallying cry, he declares, "Warriors, it's Ragnarok time! We face death! This is the final stand of our creed's great quest. Hell's undead army marches with DK stench. The frost giants are at the wall. The frost giants are at the walls. They are the main threat. Tell me, Einherjar warrior, what is ye main strength?" And he goes, not to brag, but I battled a Christian rapper on 3 days prep. You can believe what you want, it's fine with me, mate. What I'm trying to say is I don't think a rap battle's the time or the place for a crisis of faith, especially when a Reeve was the very first Brit the Vikings had slain. Because consider who it is that's saying this shit. Really take a minute. You think his hobbies are rape and pillage? Fucking Ivar the Gormless. What the Christians did in the Middle Ages is pretty mortifying, but it's not like Vikings are people we should be glorifying, and especially by someone so prim, proper and law-abiding. Well, let this son of Thor call the lightning. I've got fire overflow, and that's a funeral for a Viking.
Okay. So again, I come back to my criteria. Originality. When was the last... battle rap historians of the world, tell me the last time you heard a Norse... Norse Anglo-Christian history breakdown interspersed with a takedown of his opponent. Linking it back to the posh thing from the first round. What was... he said something about... I'm assuming the Thor corporate ladder thing was the tax reference. What was the tax reference? I wasn't paying attention to listening out for tax stuff. Chat, what was the tax relation? There's 3 of you watching. Look into it. I don't know, but I thought, again, that was thoroughly entertaining. Okay? But I'm reserving judgment. Let's see how Reeverse responds.
Hey.
Come on then. Let's go.
I know I was calling you a cart horse and a workhorse and forget all of that. Look, because I genuinely cannot fathom all the evenings you put into networking, promos, social media you pushed. In a world of politics, how evenly you've stood to ensure in any scene, any league you're getting booked. From Ireland to iBattle, overseas you're getting looks. And I respect you even more for the fees you never took. So
Right, stop. I'm gonna look deep into your soul now, Ghast Buff. What are you doing here? What? Ghast, look at me as I say this to you. What are you doing here? You performed on a card today. You can't be everywhere all at once. I announced this video 10 minutes before I went live on a day you're supposed to be busy on purpose. So I can react, not having to worry about you watching me react to it. It ended hours ago. What are you talking about? The event hour ended at 6 o'clock. It's 7:30. What the hell? Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, well. Never mind. Okay, so... Sorry. I'm dying, and Ghast is making me laugh and die laughing harder. Anyways, what was I saying? Okay. So, I'm sure your special relationship with Thor and his hammer has helped you climb the corporate ladder. No, I don't want you to, of course I don't want you to leave, Ghast. It's just, he's talking about this in, it's like, again, it's, again, I'm being referenced. I must flee. Like, you just have a sixth sense for where you are being mentioned at any one point in the world. I need that power. I need that superpower of yours. I need it. I need it in my life. Anyways, I'm going to reverse it because I've clean forgotten what Reeverse was talking about because I'm just so, I'm just blown away that Ghast is here. That's so funny. Hi, Ghast.
Hey. I know I was calling you a cart horse and a workhorse and forget all of that. Look, because I genuinely cannot fathom all the evenings you put into networking, promos,
including on my streams.
In a world of politics, how evenly you've stood to ensure in any scene, any league you're getting booked. From Ireland to iBattle, overseas you're getting looks. And I respect you even more for the fees you never took. So I don't know if you've considered, there's no reason that you would. But just imagine how good you would be if you were good.
He is good. Leave him alone, Reeverse. He's very good.
The perfect brand ambassador. Besides the fact you're ugly and a bad rat batter. I mean, imagine having the passion.
Reeverse. You're a nice man. You're a good man, young man, handsome man. Look at that handsome face. I will not have that slander of an equally handsome, equally young man. Look at Ghast Buff. Look at his perfectly proportioned face. You're both handsome devils. Both of you kings go slay, okay? Stop the king hate.
the work ethic, everything, and being the worst ever specimen of the Homo sapien race. I mean, I want this battle to be monetized on YouTube, so in the thumbnail, Troubz is taking your place. For a while, my hair was longer than yours. It seems recently you've overtaken the race. The reason it's keeping so amazing a pace is it's desperately trying to grow away from your face. I mean, you make Anthony Gordon look like Natalie Portman. You are charity or...
Okay. Again, maybe I'm being very nitpicky here. Where is hair supposed to grow? If it grows back inwards, which is apparently the thing you're saying, oh, well, if your face wasn't ugly, it would do. That's ingrowing hair, and that's a medical condition. It makes no sense. Like, that's like, it's so schoolyardish in the sense of saying, like, you're so ugly, you've got eyes. Wait, what? Doesn't make any sense. He's got long hair. Like,
you make Anthony Gordon look like Natalie Portman. You are charity auction contestant word. I mean, can you not win some air miles? Can you not get to Turkey? Are you aware of the advent of cosmetic surgery? I'm not saying you have to change your face.
but he's not ugly. I don't understand. This doesn't make any sense to me. They're both very handsome young men. I don't get what's happening here.
I kind of respect your commitment to the horrid features and horsehair. It's the remnants of your forebears, the peasants and the corsairs, and genuinely you're rare in the 21st century to be bred so perfectly for medieval warfare. You ghastly, grisly, grotesque, measly, putrid, weak, nasty, billy goatesque, seemingly humid freak, you creep, you weirdo, you touchy-feely stepfather, you man... I said you creep, you weirdo, you touchy-feely stepfather. You're the man kneeling next to the king, like, yes, master. And allegedly you're married. So perhaps you could tell me, did you meet reenacting the Battle of Helm's Deep? Were you meant to be a man? Had you recently had a pay cut? Did you show up as an orc to save money on makeup? I mean, were you insecure that she wouldn't like your face buff? Did she make you keep the helmet on when you made love? While you were wearing the disguise, did she...
Don't kink shame, Reeverse. If someone wants to make if someone wants to make mad, vigorous Viking love to someone else, knowing Ghast Buff, it'd be a pretty elaborate armorer's helmet. More power to him, baby. Listen, come on now, Reeverse. Don't kink shame. Come on now.
Open the front plate up, stare into your eyes, scream and slam it straight shut. I'm not trying to be mean or cross the line. I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable.
What?
I get it.
I'm not trying to be mean and cross a line. You said, have you considered cosmetic surgery? How many good ways is there to take that in a... Oh, he wasn't being mean when he said that you're utterly hideous and you should consider facial reconstruction. What does that mean?
Love is blind. It's just wonderful. But even in Braille, your acne scars spell unfuckable. I get that love is blind, that's just wonderful. But even in Braille, your acne scars spell unfuckable. And to think, I was going to do an impression of you, you know? Try to show people your boy's got some range. But I showed it to my friendship group and they said my voice didn't change.
Okay, that got me. That's a genuinely funny line. Well done, Reeverse. That's good.
Frankly, especially given you've spoken about me being posh, I found confusing. Because you don't look posh. You look like you're using. I mean, I don't know the details of the lifestyle you're choosing, but the body keeps the score, James. You're losing. So when my friend said you sounded posh, I demanded they dare not spread the rumour, because it is absolute tosh. You're not a toff because you look like the offspring of Henry Tudor. I mean, you do pronounce your T's and H's to give credit to you, but despite the very best efforts of your elocutor, your references reveal you've never had an academic tutor. Come on, Ghast. I said your references reveal you've never had an academic tutor. Come on, Ghast, you got as much class as Ferris Bueller. I mean, you should stick to Twitter space battles, pursuing that's the best manoeuvre. Your voice is more compelling when we don't see you're a pathetic loser. Besides, I reckon you've already got some next computer. Just don't turn on the camera, because your face sucks like a Henry Hoover. I mean, your missus has a nightmare. She wakes up next to Freddy Krueger. Thinking if she lies there, if she could change stuff, she'd have slept with Cooper. I mean... Please make some noise while I rehydrate. Your missus has a nightmare. She wakes up next to Freddy Krueger. Thinking as she lies there, if she could change stuff, she'd have slept with Cooper. I mean, Agostine said that you've the sense of humour of a Reddit user. If the term had developed sooner, another word he'd have said is gooner. You incel, I don't know why you stepped in the ring. With how many cameras that are on us, you never know when it's a predator sting. It's a small world after all. Anybody in Manchester could air you. I mean, I like that round you just did. But you're such a horny little helmet, my ancestors would wear you.
Viking clip. So, okay. Evil man Reeverse says how to shrooms. So here's the thing with the kind of the... What I'm picking up on is... there's some multis in there, sure. But there's... Okay, let me showcase something for you, and you tell me which sounds more technical. Then in the middle of little did we know that we riddled some middlemen who didn't do diddly. Or, dead in the middle of little Italy, little did we know that we riddled some middlemen who didn't do diddly. The pronunciation and the enunciation of the letters doesn't make it more technical. It maybe adds a bit more point to it, I'll give you that. But, just because he is... there's a guitar chord strumming technique where you kill the notes after the strum in order to create separation between the notes and sort of accentuate it. I don't know if he's out rapping Ghast. I would say that at the moment, what maybe is losing Ghast the battle is that second round was probably... Again, maybe it's just a me thing. I found it lovely, but maybe that's too creative for people. The idea that he's like, right, I'm going to take these people on a fucking journey, and I'm going to say a bunch of stuff that's not been said, or at least been very, very little referenced. Reeverse called him ugly for a round, and he's handsome. The fuck you talking about? Oh, that Gal Gadot, fucking mare, isn't she? What the fuck are you talking about? We've like, all got eyes. Like he's a little on the short side, is Ghast Buff. I love you, Ghast. Don't get me wrong. Just saying, you're petite, and that's fine. I'm fat. I know what I'd choose if I had the choice. Short or fat, I'd be a short little skinny dude. But the fact is that I think at the moment it's more hits per minute. I think Ghast is taking longer to get to his punches. Reeverse is getting to more punches and is allowing that to simmer more than Ghast is. I'm finding Ghast as entertaining, though. This is the thing. If not slightly more so.
Come on, guys.
So someone new and quite good appears, and we make them think one day they'll be head of the table. They get a couple easy wins to see if they handle pressure and they're mentally stable. The fans will spin a narrative, develop a fable. Prem will give them a big stage or a main event if they're able, and then they vanish for a year. Come back and we're meant to be grateful. If you want to be seen as our saviour, I'll have him sent to the angels. Because guys like this get all the hype when they're new, but never stick around long enough for Prem to use.
So, there's an interesting thing that Ghast maybe could work on if he wants
we're meant to be grateful.
So, because I think what sometimes loses certain and I'm not saying this is necessarily true of Ghast, I'm just saying this is a perception thing with fans, is that do you mean what you say and do you say what you mean? Watch what Ghast does as he delivers what is clearly meant to be some kind of threatening bar. Okay, watch this.
If you want to be seen as our savior, I'll have him sent to the angels.
Right. If you're going to say something like that, look him dead in the eye as you fucking say it. And I'll have you sent to the angels. Look him dead in the eye as you're saying it. Make him look away. Make him look like he's kowtowing. Put the pressure on your opponent to react. Rather than, I think Ghast Buff can be animated, and that's great. I think at certain key moments, though, he's reminding the audience that it's a sell of sorts. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying that that's winning or losing in the battle. I'm trying to interpret the perception of the fans, because that was a good line. It was a good bar. I think, though, battle rap fans again are unique in the sense that, yeah, they want comedy, but they also want to see a killer. They want to see someone really go after a guy, and that tiny little bit of adverse body language, I think, can be the difference. I'd be keen to go back and watch some of the key points of the battle and paying attention for that. But that's just something I noticed and I thought I'd illustrate for Ghast.
Because guys like this get all the hype when they're new, but never stick around long enough for Prem to use. In the last year, we've lost Debug, Visual, Slester, Roots, Kingsley, Free Will, Jester, you.
Kingsley catching a stray bullet there. Oh, tell me when Ghast is lying though, because that was yeah.
We're meant to be grateful. If you want to be seen as our savior, I'll have him sent to the angels. Because guys like this get all the hype when they're new, but never stick around long enough for Prem to use. In the last year, we've lost Debug, Visual, Slester, Roots, Kingsley, Free Will, Jester, you. I get told I've got plenty left to prove. The killer crops say kill your crop, that's what we keep telling you. But if I don't have a crop to kill, the fuck am I meant to do?
Yes.
What
Fucking tell him. Tell him.
You said you were Mr. Reliable, but for over a year, Reeve's been missing. Duvet days, everyone's sick leaves with no reason given, and I am sick of it. The ranks have been thinning while I've been in the thick of it. What's the point of me making all these Twitter clips and Insta vids, spamming every friend and acquaintance with the ticket link? Now I can't even leave myself, or this round makes me a hypocrite. But you were the one, but you were the golden child, the one the staff handpicked. They wanted him to win every...
That is a scathing... Oh, again, this might just be differences of opinion as a fan from the... Wow! Wow! That was... go on, Ghast. Go on. You talk your talk, lad.
Now I can't even leave myself, or this round makes me a hypocrite.
If only because, again, name me a harder working fucker in all of battle rap. Name me one. You can't do it, bitches. Talk your talk, Ghast.
But you were the golden child, the one the staff handpicked. They wanted him to win every match of his. It was like they had a script, but the guy was more impatient than when you have to piss when the traffic's shit. The guy would have got anything. All he had to do was ask for it. Golden balls getting shot after shot like the Takeshi's Castle Bridge.
A lot of Takeshi Castle fans in the house.
But then the same thing happens as what happens most times. They get a Shotty cosign, then bro buys into his own hype, then they don't try. Quality and consistency take a nosedive. Well, the next time Shots extends an arm, it'll be a clothesline. You were the golden child. That's what was so confusing, why you took a whole year off because of one battle we had him losing. Nominated for Battler of the Year, but the guy was fuming because he didn't win Best Newcomer in a league and year that he didn't debut in. But what really makes you an enemy of Reeverse is when you do your research. See, I can ask you not to say something, and if you break that bond with me, I can't do anything. And you don't have to make apologies, I have to take it on the cheek, because that's the nature of the beast. But your reputation as the latest prodigy is pretty tainted, honestly, because you think you get a say in what they see. We have...
Okay. That's an interesting thing to go after Reeverse for, if only because my understanding is that this stems from just a conversation Reeverse had with someone about referencing something. He said, look, there's no need to reference it, so just please, I'm asking you not to, because, again, it doesn't serve any purpose, and the person went ahead and did it anyway, and he was upset. That's fair enough. Who are you talking to? I think, again, if it's not in if it's not in the purpose of serving the battle, and if it's not in the purpose of selling a ticket, it shouldn't be on the table. If it is, then that's different, and that's fair enough. But this might be where I disagree with Ghast in his own round. Interesting.
Censored your battles. Briggsy's done you a favour. In his ideal world, we'd send all the judges disclaimers, NDAs, battles with more redactions than government papers. Battle rap Keir Starmer, there's no love in your labour.
Wow.
Battle rap Keir Starmer, there's no love in your labour. I'll offer him battles, he'll say talk to my agent. I have to run my rounds past his solicitor before I might say them, and every punchline I write needs a source and citation. So don't talk about professionalism, you fucking amateur, when you've been given favours we'd never do for other battlers. Reeves can't be trusted with business like the current Chancellor. So don't be surprised if he fucks off again. It's not a new page, it's the final chapter. As staff, I should be trying to placate the whiny bastard, but on the flip side, I'm a battler in my own right, trying to climb the ladder. This shit's a bell curve. The best and worst case is you retire after.
Wow. Yes. So Briggz here anyway, it's main Jody. Yeah. In fact, I think Reeverse told me that at an event. I can't remember when it was. But yeah, anyways, point being that, yeah, my point, Ghast, is, it's an interesting angle when I'd have probably agreed with Reeverse. I would have said that that's perfectly reasonable. Like, just, I'm going to go after you for something that seems perfectly reasonable and most of us would have done. For the whole, I still had. No, and that's fair enough. Look, it was, look, you, I'm talking to Ghast. Ghast, for the sake of the audience, potential or otherwise, I'm going to pretend like you're not watching this as I say this. Because this is the thing. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to be consistent with my critique. My critique is always, does it make sense as a concept when you're actually applying it to the facts that we know? That's why I defended you. Again, I'm bringing you back in. Defended you for a whole round of Reeverse calling you ugly. Because you ain't ugly. Like, no one would look at Ghast and go, huh? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why are you going after Ghast for being ugly? It doesn't make any sense. But, anyways, steered it away from that because that sounded like it was the leap off point to making jokes about it being like having to get stuff through and and like, I like that. So that's kind of around basically where Ghast went very meta. And again, I feel like that's fine because he rode that line really, really well between being critical, being entertaining, but not being venomous or overly vitriolic. I thought that might be my favorite round of the battle so far. That was Ghast is a problem.
Now I would say you've battled every Tom, Dick and Harry, but that would be to forget every Dom, Rick and Barry. Next month he's battling John, Mick and Larry. He's still waiting on responses from Ron, Nick and Gary. And you think, as a result of all the battles you do, that you're some kind of people's champ and not a massive attention whore. In reality, you just have angles and metaphors.
If we're going to talk about attention whores... Hi everybody, my name's Lorne. And I'm an attention whore, which is ironic because I'm also a recluse and a loner. Tell it to my therapist.
Lined up ready for other battles you're prepping for. Which is why you clash every week and yet don't have any strong style. Why your bars are so trash and they don't match when they're compiled. Because you've had rounds for everyone and your notes sat for a long while. So when you need a verse, you just go back to the stockpile. I mean, you battle just to bring 3 rounds saying, hey guys, look how many rounds I've done. I won the league undefeated. You can vouch my run. I've really broken records. You just sound like one.
I want to say something so bad. Oh. Oh, God, I want to say something. I'm not gonna. Let's move on.
I said said I won the league undefeated. You can vouch my run. I've really broken records. You just sound like one. 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 It's because you're copying and pasting in your notes app glitching, whereas everything I wrote's handwritten, and we can show that difference. You're cat-handed and you don't have vision. You got talent and you're no tactician. That's why you have to travel to the fans. They ain't travelling to you because you lack passion and you're no ambition. So what does being the promo king actually improve if you can't sell tickets by your own admission? I mean, mate.
I mean, that's harsh. But I mean, this is the thing. We don't know anything about Premier Battle's business practices in so much as like we only know when a battle sells out, right? I would, in Ghast's defense, I would say the ability or inability to sell a ticket is not predicated on whether or not promos happen. I would again argue that it's because promo rectifying it, which is the consistency of who is battling, when they're battling, where can I see it, and when can I see it. Ghast Buff spamming promo gives me life. I will not have someone again. Reeverse, you and I are in danger of falling out here, my friend. I know this is a rap battle, and none of it really matters or is meant. But you and I, young man, the next time I see you, assuming I don't get lost in those pretty eyes of yours, we're going to have some serious issues, okay? And trust me, you don't want that, okay? I'm older and grumpier than ever these days, okay? Let's just all be friends. Stop picking on Ghast!
How come you're married and you're always stood by yourself? I think spending some time with your girl might be good. In your videos, you look like you smell. I said, how come you're married and you're always stood by yourself? I think spending some time with your girl might be good. In your videos, you look like you smell. In person, you smell like you look. Which, I'd hate to be blunt, but it's probably why nobody likes you, to be honest, mate. And you have to do all this sort of other stuff to compensate. I mean, you battle. Beforehand, you do the promo, and afterwards you edit them. At some point in that process, you started doing wrestling. Now, Ghast is always mentioning the promo and the battling and the wrestling and the editing, but I just hardly think it's relevant. I mean, imagine this. Look, in COVID, I learned that I could balance teaspoons on my nose and both ears and still casually move. I've got all the achievements in Assassin's Creed 2 on the Xbox. On the Xbox 360 and the reboot. I've got an interest in the ruins of Machu Picchu. I'm keeping up my Duolingo language streak too. But none of that matters in a clash that we do.
I'm going to take a bone of contention. All you motherfuckers that... I've done Duolingo, okay? I can't remember a fucking word of the language I learned. Stop telling me your Duolingo streaks like it means a fucking thing, okay? None of you fuckers have any actual experience using the language. It's such a... I hate when people flex by just saying, oh, I've done 100 days of Duolingo. You've learnt nothing. Nothing. That's not a dig at Reeverse. I'm just saying that people who use Duolingo and flex on the fucking streak, they rob me of life.
Because Ghast, I just have to rap to beat you. So you have to do this other stuff to compensate for what you lack in skill, like Sisyphus, lifting his boulder up a massive hill, a thankless exercise, spending time running track and field because you don't see the bigger picture where you're stuck inside a hamster wheel.
Right, I'm sorry. But this is what I'm saying, that this just, the crowd feels like it's geared towards Reeverse. Ghast had a whole round build around Nordic mythology, okay? Rhyming words in sequence that people just don't hear, and you heard... He ended the sentence with hamster wheel. Oh my god, did you hear that? Hamster wheel! Hamster wheel! Oh my god! Ah! It's a fine bar. It's fine. It's not a room shaker, lads. Calm yourselves. For fuck's sake. Oh my god!
You have to do that crap to compensate for what you lack in skill, like Sisyphus, lifting his boulder up a massive hill, a thankless exercise, spending time running track and field because you don't see the bigger picture, where you're stuck inside a hamster wheel, jumping over hurdles.
Because all that sounds to me is like Dr. Jacques Van Hamsterveer. Lilo and Stitch, the original animated series. Streaming now on Disney+.
They come round on a carousel, exerting all your energy, ultimately standing still, tiding over all the other rappers' fans when the battles film, but doing nothing overall to ever garner mass appeal. That's why you and Brad are only get booked as a package deal, so Brent can get some 5 out of 10s and not impact the bill, because you're off-cuts, washed up, stuck inside a hammer mill, then slapped with a label saying natural when it's vacuum sealed.
You're making it so hard for me to not reference it. Please. Oh, man. Remember how nice they were. 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 Right. The reason I paused it. What the fuck was he talking about? Oh, right. So, the cut of the jib seems to be you're really accommodating to fans. You work hard and you do a lot of promos. But despite that, you're deficient as a battler. Right, okay. I'm on pace. Let's go.
I mean, you actually used to come with rhymes that mattered to the other guy. Now you just rattle through a bunch of rhymes you haven't tuned or customized. It's absolutely cut and dry. The crap you
He had a whole round based on Nordic mythology based on you.
do is one design, mass produced 100 times in factory room production lines. Look, in plain English, I'm the best of the best. If I said it in French, I'm the creme de la creme. Europe.
Ya lad.
I said in plain English, I'm the best of the best. And if I said it in French, I'm the creme de la creme. You're about as appealing as the phlegm in my chest from when I just said the phrase creme de la creme.
Okay, I can't bear it anymore. You can't have someone front row who heard him practice saying the lines along with the person. It's driving me nuts. And she was so nice, but it's so distracting. I can't take it. Oh, it's hurting my head. Give me one of these. She's basically saying it before he does. Stop choreographing it. I'm begging you. She was so nice in person. So was he. I love Reeverse to death. I give him a hug every time I see him. But
when you rap, one line doesn't connect to the next. You don't know how to build up and then crescendo again. So your rhyme schemes remind me of lesbian sex.
But he does.
Kind of beat around the bush. It just ends when it ends.
Oh god, I don't know who it was. It was probably Hadda Shrooms and fucking Hylas. Boys! Oh, I could not disagree with you more. Ghast was the winner of the battle. If you want to say he had fewer punches, I'll concede that point. Ghast won that! Like, I'm sorry. Like, he was infinitely more entertaining and infinitely better in terms of the writing there. More of it was on point. Like, with all due respect, if you want to criticize Ghast for saying, oh yeah, you write stuff that could apply to anybody, he had a whole round just calling Ghast ugly. You're saying you can't do that to anyone? Literally anyone. I'm sorry, lads. Whoever said Reeverse 3-0, see me after class. We need to sort this judging lark out, lads. We really do. This whole, easy 3-0 or whatever. What battle were you watching? No. Not even close. Sorry, I've just realised you can see the back of my head and no one needs to see that. Fantastic. Interesting. Ghast, yeah, but Ghast, I don't trust you because you are a self-deprecator. It's what you do. You'd win a gold in fucking Olympics and give it to the person who finished second. Well, yeah, but on balance, I really do think you won. Like, you're such a nice... Again, I need to see Ghast. The next battle you do, whenever it is, hopefully you did it today. I need to see that I need to see that Randy Orton Viper style. You know what I mean? I need to see the eyes narrow. I need to see the frown. I need to see you just look like you want to drop a motherfucker. Ghast gave it 2-1. But yeah, no 3-0, lads. No 3-0. You made it sound like Reeverse was coming with the fucking fire. I'm sorry. It was a fine battle. It was a good battle, in fact. I thoroughly enjoyed it. But I was Ghast Buff, and I quote, "Good news, I was mean as fuck today." Oh, I love it. I love it. That's great. Jesus Christ. I'm so if only because Ghast, I really am ill and I could do with someone tagging in and just sort of carrying the stream. I'd be so tempted to shoot you a stream fucking invite and just just talk about the battle today for as long as you want to. Recap it as much, critique my you know. Yes, had it. But here's the thing, honestly, lovely. Both of them had great conversations with both of them. Both of them. I'm just saying though that okay, here's how I'm putting myself in this. That very event. Do you want to tell me? Would you want to ask me whether or not Dub ran his rounds through with me in the car? You're damn right he did. Did I give him feedback on it in the car? You're damn right I did. Go and watch the Ghast Buff. Dub T battle. Find me. You can't find me. Mainly because I'm towards the middle to the back of the crowd, where the fact that I know what's coming is not going to play. It's not going to play into the events. That my reactions are not going to make a difference at all. So, yeah, I'm just. I get it's for support. I get it. It's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. I'm just saying that it's. I'm not a fan. I'll say to Ghast Buff then, Ghast, if you have 10 minutes, you are more than welcome for me to shoot you a Zoom link. You are more than welcome to hop on for a few minutes and promo your battle from today if you like, and also maybe recap this one a little bit if you've got time. If you don't, I don't blame you. That's absolutely fine. I think what I'm going to do, if you don't want to hop on, is just kind of wrap that battle by giving my last impressions, which are... yeah, I don't know what I was expecting from that as a battle, because, of course, both of them have that reputation as being very polite, well-spoken, stand-up gentlemen as individuals. Both guys of the current era who have maybe still not hit that top-tier status in the eyes of a lot of fans, and definitely a lot of the battlers who still don't view them as, quote, top tiers, despite the fact that, you know, again, I point to Ghast. Ghast has held his own against the likes of Bobby Rex, not to mention a lot of the guys on No Loose Chat and things like that. Reeverse himself has had a great streak. You know, these are very talented individuals. So I think that if Ghast can do some stuff in the tournament, that'll do him and indeed everybody within the tournament the world of good. Do I have Reeverse having that battle? Again, I think it's, when you look at it from the judging perspective, I look at things like how applicable is the round to the opponent versus could it be applicable to anyone else? How original is it? How many punches were there? How eloquent or how interesting were the rhymes? I just enjoyed Ghast's more. It has to be said, again, my preference is probably more towards the casual sense of things, in the sense of I'm not influenced. This is the other thing. I'm not really influenced by crowds. If a crowd goes, like, I don't necessarily go along with it. So you'll have to forgive me if I look stone-faced at certain points and I laugh at others. My sensibilities are a little bit different from your main stage UK battle rap audience, and proud of it, frankly. Let's think. So Ghast gave himself the last round, and he gave the first two to Reeverse. If I'm flipping one of them, I'm flipping that second round. If only because, again, for me, you know, calling someone ugly, I think you've got to be really fucking clever with it. I didn't think it was that clever what Reeverse did with it. Whereas you look at what Ghast did with the Nordic stuff, that's insane. That's fucking insanity. And then the third round, when he went properly meta but rode that razor's edge between being super critical and being entertaining still. yeah, for me, I gave it to Ghast. I think he took it 2-1, frankly. And again, I just found him overall more entertaining. But that's just me. So there you go. All right. So that's my take on the battle. I thought it was thoroughly entertaining. That's good. I'm yelling at myself and there are people outside, so they must be thinking, what the fuck is that idiot doing? So yeah, as far as the event today went, apologies I wasn't there. Again, I bought a ticket, so Premier Battles have profited off me once again. So I hope that money is, you know, I paid a whole £6. £6, lads. Just throwing money away. Whew! Flossing out of control. Excuse me. I hope the event was good. I hope it was as nice a send-off as you could possibly want for Premier Battles as they enter their pre-production era of the Where Winning Matters tournament. Again, I really hope they revisit that name at some point. I get winning the tournament probably matters a little bit, but the whole point is building narratives. I'd love for them to revisit that branding choice. As far as Ghast Buff, thanks a lot for making me feel self-conscious in the comments. I really thought if I could post now and go live, he wouldn't have a chance to see it until after, because he was reasonably certain he'd be busy, you know, battling at an event. But still, that's just really funny to me. Troubz, I appreciate you as always. You're an absolute gentleman for hopping on when you do. I try and it's like a game of tag now. I try and catch you all out. I try and go live when I'm reasonably sure no one's watching, so I can say my loud bombastic things without worrying too much about someone hearing it. But nevertheless, this was fun. It was a fun way to kill an hour, and it was good seeing a battle that I haven't seen yet. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a shame I couldn't have been there live for it. That would have been nice. I mean, I paid to be there, so it's a battle I feel fully vindicated in effectively pirating, because I did pay to be there and just didn't see it. And again, my regrets about being ill and not being able to make it to the live event. Yeah, it's gutting. It really is. Because again, all things being well, it is a new era for Prem, and you hope that it's successful and you know and leads them onto bigger and better things. But it is sad that we are closing a chapter on so many guys, for now at least, who are telling us that they're not going to be battling anymore, or at least for the foreseeable future. And Prem themselves, you know, the fact that, you know, I'm not going to be able to. I'm sorry, Troubz. Again, I'm not. I should probably pre-arrange these things, so all the rest of it. But nah, I want to stream when I want to stream. You know what I mean? But as I was saying, the fact that, you know, number one, you've got to be a Patreon member. Number two, there's still only going to be a finite number of tickets for the patrons to be able to pick up. And it's going to be a different experience. I wonder how some of the Patreon members are going to feel being there live for the recordings, when, you know, they're probably going to get a lot more bossing around than they would like. I would hasten to say. Because they're going to be on a production timetable, i.e. you better shut your fucking mouth when we tell you to, because we've got cameras rolling and time is money, as it were. So yeah, it'll be a different experience, that's for sure. I don't think I've actually been to a recording. I don't think I've ever been to a recording event. I mean, I've produced a web show. I don't know what television show, web show, I guess is. And that was only literally me saying to other people in my vicinity, hey, listen, I'm going to be recording for an hour. If you could just keep the volume levels to a minimum just while I'm recording, so my mic doesn't pick it up. Even if I don't hear it, the mic maybe does. So yeah, if you could just do that. And that's the extent of what I needed to do as far as making sure I had a clean hour to record. So yeah, I'd be interested to know if battlers are really ready for that too, actually thinking about it. I mean, the fact is, Prem are going to be putting on a production schedule, which means that there's going to be call times, which means that people can't afford to be late. It means that there's no excuses. Again, not that it's comparable in a strict sense, but when I was doing my show on another channel, It was every Sunday. Had to be done by Saturday evening for it to go live the following day, I think at midday, because it had to go live in America at a certain time. And I wanted to make sure I hit that deadline every week, and it was always Monday, through to Wednesday. Wednesday, I have a meeting with my editor. That meeting goes on for 2 hours or so, where we sift through what material I've sourced, what stories I've got, Right, there's your 4, 5, 6 stories. Right, I need you to whittle it down to roughly 2 minutes apiece. I need the whole episode to be no longer than 15, 20 minutes. Off you go. Friday, we get it all scripted, recorded. Saturday, right, you got to film it. You got to record it in the morning. Got to have the all of the material and all of your assets and all the rest of that sort of stuff sourced and ready to go, so that you can do the editing into Saturday evening. Hit the render button, watch it through once, maybe do a second or a third render, depending on whether or not there's any other editing that needs to be done, a redub, a re-record, yada yada yada. Upload for the Saturday. It gets scrutinized for maybe a third or a fourth time. He might send it back to me with a couple of editor's notes. Can you change this music? Can you change that word? There's a typo here. Fourth or fifth render, it goes, gets the thumbs up, and then it's live. That happened every week, I think, for 8 weeks, 9 weeks straight. It takes its toll on you. These guys are not only going to be writing for battles, which I know that a lot of them have got plenty of experience doing. And I know some of them maybe don't have tournament experience, but again, the idea is that it's a 60-second round, so hopefully it's a bit easier to write for. You're going to be writing for opponents that you generally know who you're going to be battling. You've got an idea based on who you think you're going to be going up against and who you think is going to be winning their respective brackets, so you can write depending. And you'll have more material to work with as you go, because, of course, as the battles take place, you'll probably be taking notes as you go as to what people are saying what and doing what. But as far as it pertains to a production schedule, having to write to a deadline, having to make sure that you're at the site, having to make sure you've got your wardrobe ready, and anything that you want to give to the production team. Because the only thing I would say to battlers, not that a lot of them are going to see this, because this is a reaction video and I'm just kind of cotton this on at the end. If we're going to look at professional wrestling as a template for how you should treat this as a television show, in essence, that's just being pre-recorded and then released later on down the line, make friends with the camera guys, make friends with the production staff, make sure you're talking to them and articulating things to them so that they know what you're looking for as a performer. I know this because a lot of professional wrestling, professional wrestlers will tell you that one of the things they do is they'll speak to the commentary team, they'll talk to the production crew, they will talk to the announcers and all the rest of this sort of stuff to say, hey, listen, when I come out, could you do this? When I'm doing this move, could you stress this point? Battlers can do the same. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a battler going up to one of the camera guys, one of the production crew, and say, hey, listen, I'm going to queue up a line by saying this. When I say the next line, I'm expecting big things. So if you could cut to this or go to this guy or whatever, you have, because it's going to be pre-produced, and you know that Prem are going to be throwing a lot of resources and time behind it, it's incumbent upon you to make the most of that opportunity by utilizing everything at your disposal, and that's what they have at their disposal. And the best thing I would say to you is really just think, right, how can I make myself look as good as is humanly possible? Because when it comes to an audience, selling an audience, it's number one, just make yourself look confident, make yourself look competent, and they'll buy it. I mean, if we take the Coldplay thing as an example, if you want to make yourself look guilty, it's very easy to do that. Oh my God, have you seen that? Have you seen that? I think I referenced it at the beginning of the show. If you have not seen the Coldplay couple who've been outed as being having participated in an affair because they were at a Coldplay concert, and it cuts to them on the giant screen and they both fucking scatter. The memes have been A, relentless, and B, amazing. I don't know if I haven't enjoyed a meme streak like this since Jericho's a little bit of the bubbly. Like that, what people were doing with that was incredible. This, if it's not on par, it's exceeded it, because there's so many different people coming at it with different takes, and it's fucking brilliant. Anyways, back to my point. My point is that you know, they made themselves look hella guilty by doing the thing. If you'd have just no-sold it, would have been fine. Take one of our participants here, Ghast Buff, as an example. Understand where the camera is. Understand the pre-production going in. Cultivate your narrative going in. Utilize what platforms you have available. Utilize what narratives you already have available. Undermine your opponents if necessary, but only if it serves the purpose of the battle. All this stuff. You have all of this available. Again, this is a huge opportunity for battlers who have very little to no following, very little to no platform. Have the opportunity to stamp, at the very least, an identity on the scene. I'm not saying that they're trying to put themselves as the figurehead or try and put themselves as the poster boy. What I am saying, though, is this is an opportunity for you to assert your brand. Assert who and what you are. What do you stand for? What are you about? Why should people care about what you're doing? And just go for it, man. Go from there, you know what I mean? So, yeah. That was sad that I wasn't there for this. I wish I could have been there, but you know, again, duty calls, and Dub T needed some help, so I was only happy to oblige. He's a very, very, very good young man. I'm very proud of his achievements and looking forward to seeing what he does in the upcoming tournament. Both of these gentlemen gave very good performances. I will respect the opinions of my audience and the people at home if you feel that Reeverse won that one. I'm giving it to Ghast. I thought Ghast was thoroughly entertaining, and I thought 2 of the rounds conceptually were more unique than Reeverse's. I thought they were executed as well, if not better. And I would argue that Reeverse's biggest reactions were because he's Reeverse, not because what he said was particularly earth-shattering. There's something to be said about that. The fact that, to Reeverse's point, he has managed to cultivate an aura and a reputation that would afford him that opportunity, whereas Ghast maybe needs to work on that a little bit for a variety of different reasons. Unless he doesn't agree with my assessment, in which case you keep doing your thing, baby. And yeah, it's a shame, actually, that of the current image that you're looking at now, those 3 that you can see most prominently featured will not be in the tournament. That's a shame. That's sad. I understand it. I mean, if they'd have scheduled it during the summer holidays, maybe Tony could have taken a run at it, maybe. But yeah, it's a shame, really. It's a shame that Bizzo is going to be out for a while. It's a shame Tony might be done. It's a shame O'Shea's probably going to be done for a while. I mean, unless they all open the doors to a heel turn and a don't flop appearance, which, I mean, I'm not holding my breath on that. That's all I'm saying about that. But yeah, that today marks the proper end of an era. And yeah, it's a shame I can't be there. Sucks. Fucking illness. But anyone that was there, I hope it was a thoroughly good evening. I hope it was a thoroughly good event. All the battles were good, I hope. I hope everyone killed it, set themselves up nicely for the events to come. If you would join me on this live stream, i.e. if you were Hadashrooms or Ghast Buff, thank you both. I appreciate you as always. You're very kind men for stopping by. Yeah, and if you see this after the fact, thank you for taking a look. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I will schedule more in the coming days and weeks. We'll start blitzing through some battles that I've missed or just haven't covered. So yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. So listen, thank you so much again for tuning in yesterday as well, if you did. Like I said, I've edited out that last bit because, again, it wasn't really worth it going into it, and fucking hell was it just not worth it. So it's up, it's live, it's just not the original stream, it's a re-upload. So if you're wondering where all the comments are, that's where they are. I don't know when I'll do another live stream. I'll pick through the bones of what battles there are for me to get through, and then what I'll start doing is I'll start pre-scheduling the days. Obviously, I seldom stick to the time that I say I'm going to do, but I'll timestamp the dates so that you know when I'm going to be sitting down on an evening and looking at them, so you can decide if you want to tune in live or maybe catch it on the back end. In the meantime, though, my name's been Lorne Risley. I'm the host of the show. I am currently full of cold still. This is the 4th or 5th day in a row now. It's getting old. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned, because on top of the live streams, in top of interviews, I lied a little bit when I said that I don't know when I'm going to have something for you. because I'm getting back into game reviewing. I've taken a look at what my games library is looking at right now, and I've realized that I've started buying a lot of very cheap arcade type games from Steam and other places, and to be honest, I need an excuse to play them. So I shall play them, I shall review them, I shall do some pre-produced reviews of them as I go. We'll have some fun. We'll have some fun getting back into gaming, because I've missed that, and it's a nice distraction from battle rap. You know what I mean? I think I need a bit of an alternate outlet to talking about battle rap all the time, so that'll be good. So like, share, and subscribe. My name's been Lorne. Thank you very much for your company this evening. I've thoroughly enjoyed watching this battle. I hope you did too. Go and support the original video. It's live on Premier Battles right now. The link for the video is in the description of this video, so go and run the numbers up, and then go and like, subscribe and follow Reeverse, Premier Battles, all of the battlers, Ghast Buff, all that good jazz. So in the meantime, thank you very much for joining me. Take exceedingly good care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next episode of the Halcyon Show.